I know you're always excited about Morse code, but you're a little extra excited today.
Well, this is a Cliff Nailer idea.
I love it.
And when Cliff texts, you listen.
You listen. He's got a nose for news. He knows a good idea.
I
when
think
he
he's
finds
given
one.
you some story ideas.
One or two or 300, yeah.
Well, here's a Morse code story idea from Cliff Nailer himself. He even sent me some photos of him in Bismarck, West Virginia, in an unincorporated town there, and challenged me to look at all the Bismarcks around the world. There's others besides us here in North Dakota, and look at the weather conditions for those cities compared to our Bismarck in North Dakota. So Bismarck, North Dakota is the largest Bismarck. There's 7 other towns named Bismarck in the United States, and there's 4 others around the world. So let's look at a map of all the Bismarcks across the United States, 8 of them, including us here in North Dakota. Some of them are townships or labeled as unincorporated, so you might have a tough time finding them, but again, these are the 8 official ones. And the closest one is actually in Minnesota. You might be surprised to know that there's a Bismarck Township in Sibley County to the southwest of the Twin Cities. But here's the population numbers for each of the Bismarcks. Of course, here in North Dakota, our capital city has more than 70,000 people. All the other Bismarcks have less than 2,500 people. Bismarck, Arkansas has more than 2,000 though. Bismarck, Missouri, more than 1,000. Bismarck, Illinois, Michigan, and Minnesota have less than 1,000. And Bismarck, Nebraska, Bismarck, West Virginia, where Cliff was in those photos, I couldn't find any population statistics for those towns. So there might not be any people officially in those Bismarcks. But again, looking at the average weather conditions for all these Bismarcks, not only in the United States, but around the world. And I wanted to quiz you. Try to find which one of these for the average summer high and the average winter low, which one of these is for Bismarck, North Dakota. You might look for the coldest temperatures, but you'd be wrong there. So I'll give you a couple seconds here. Which one is going to be the one for Bismarck, North Dakota? Average summer high, average winter low. It's on the lower left there. North Dakota's Bismarck, 86 is our average summer high, the hottest that our average temperatures get in the summertime. And then 3 degrees is the coldest that our average low gets in the wintertime in January. Looking at all the other Bismarcks around the world, I've organized these from top to bottom on the left there, top to bottom on the right, based on high temperatures, the summer high, average summer highs. So Mexico, there's a Bismarck there that has an average summer high of 97 degrees. But then we go to Cape Bismarck in northeast Greenland that has an average winter low of 14 below. So interesting looking at all the climate statistics for these Bismarcks all around the world. Now let's subtract that average summer high from the average winter low, and we get the average temperature range of the Bismarcks around the world. North Dakota's Bismarck, not surprisingly, if you've lived here long enough, has the largest average temperature range, meaning that we see quite a bit of variability here from the summers to the winters. 83 degrees is how much our temperature varies on average from the summer to the winter. Minnesota, not surprisingly, up there on the list, as well as Bismarck, Nebraska, because those states are in the plains or the upper Midwest, where we get some harsh weather in the winter, but also hot weather in the summers. Some other places that don't have as much variability are near bodies of water, like Greenland. And then Bismarck in South Africa is a little bit close to the equator, so that limits the amount of variability from the summers to the winters there. But again, this is just the average from the summer high to the winter low. How about the all-time records in Bismarck, North Dakota? 114 and 45 below. Both of those records were from 1936. That's about 160 degree temperature range. So again, we live in the land of the extremes here in Bismarck, North Dakota. Quite a variable climate compared to the other Bismarcks around the world. Now, tying this back into another topic that I wanted to cover about diurnal range. We talked about the range in average highs and lows throughout the calendar year. But what about your highs and lows for a calendar day? The diurnal temperature range is the daily maximum temperature minus the daily minimum temperature. So, for example, today's average high and low in Bismarck is 58 for the high, 33 for the normal low. That's a 25-degree variation in the high and low for a 25-degree diurnal range. Now, the diurnal range is maximized when you have clear skies, dry air, and light winds. So let's take some examples from this month in Bismarck. Back on October 2nd, it was a sunny day. Our high was 84 and our low was 46, so the diurnal range was 38 degrees. Temperature warmed up because of the sunshine during the day, but then was able to cool off pretty substantially at night because we had a clear sky and light winds and drier air in place. Now, just yesterday, very cloudy day, we had some rain and drizzle as well. We had a high of only 48 degrees and a low of 37, so that diurnal range was only 11 degrees. There's a lot less change in temperatures throughout the day when clouds are in place. So here's an example or explainer of why clouds lead to smaller diurnal ranges. So during the day, solar radiation heats the ground. When you have clear sky in place, that sun can do its job to heat up temperatures more rapidly. But at night, heat from the day tries to escape back out into space. But if there's clouds present, they kind of act like a space heater. They can re-emit some of that heat back to the ground. So they absorb some of that that's trying to escape out into space and then re-emit it down to the ground, kind of acting like a space heater. But on a clear night, the heat from the day escapes freely out into space, creating for those cooler temperatures. And with clear skies, we have those larger diurnal ranges. Looking across the world at a map of how diurnal ranges are different, when you have the darker pinks and blues, those are the larger average diurnal temperature ranges across the world. So high desert regions typically have the greatest diurnal temperature ranges, while low-lying humid areas near the coasts or shores typically have the least for the smallest amount of variability each day. Large cities with urban heat islands also tend to have lower diurnal temperature variations than surrounding rural areas. And zooming in to the United States, we can see here in Bismarck, North Dakota, and just in North Dakota in general, the average diurnal range on any day throughout the year is about 20 to 27 degrees. The average diurnal temperature ranges are a lot higher in the deserts of the southwestern United States and down towards Mexico. So interesting looking at the diurnal ranges there, but also really fascinating researching how the climates of all the Bismarcks are like around the world.
Didn't know there was that many, but I will go on record as saying we are the best Bismarck.
I think so too.
Yes, I agree. Thank you.
You're
Good
welcome.
stuff, Jacob.